Hello everybody, this is your student aide here, and today we're talking about the development of childhood. So the childhood in the Middle Ages, there was a paternalistic family, and the children's punishments way harsher, and the children's roles were different. For example, they had to go fetch for water, fetch for food, they had to clean up, stay with their mothers, the mothers would take care of them, the children just studied, and that was really it. So then we move on to the childhood in the Middle Ages, and that was a primogeniture, which is during the Middle Ages the right of firstborn sons to inherit land and titles, leaving their brothers the option of a military or religious career. And this was the dower system, and there's also the peasant children versus children in nobility, and there was also discipline involved. With a lot of discipline, it was way harsher in the Middle Ages. So child rearing. So from the child's birth until 2 years old, he, she, or whatever would be cared for by the nurses until they could return to their family. Swaddling is a practice during the Middle Ages of completely wrapping newborns in long bandage-like cloths in order to restrict their movement and make them easier to manage. So family structure, there was changes in that, which is the family structure began to change after the 20th century. The change in marriage, love, and affection, and the way the kids were treated. The grammar and boarding schools were established. There was grammar, Latin, law, and logic, and ruled by fear. Remained late in the 19th century. So works of Voltaire, Rousseau, and Locke launched a new age of childhood in the family. Then there was the Enlightenment, which stressed a humanistic view of life. Freedom, family, reason, and law. Ideal person was sympathetic. And the father's authority was tempered. Discipline became more relaxed, and the expression of love and affection became more common. The 19th century children were a distinguishable group, and the restriction on the whip and public outcry to decrease excessive physical discipline. There were poor laws. English statutes that allowed the courts to appoint overseers over destitute and neglected children, allowing placement of these children as servants in the homes of the affluent. Forced children to serve during their minority in the care of families who would train them in agricultural, trade, or domestic services. And the Elizabethan Poor Laws of 1601 were a model of dealing with children that were poor for more than 200 years. This created a system of church wardens and overseers who identified vagrant, delinquent, and neglected children and took measures to put them in work. The Apprenticeship Movement. So the children were placed in care of adults who trained them to discharge various duties and obtain skills. There was something called the master-apprentice relationship, which was similar to parent-child relationship. And then there was incarcerated apprentices who were often placed in rooms or workshops and treated differently. There was a Chancery Court, and the court proceedings created in 15th century England to oversee their lives of high-born minors who were orphaned or otherwise would not be able to take care for themselves. And these early courts were based on any tradition in the English system in which a chancellor acted as the king's conscience and had the ability to modify the application of legal rules and provide relief considering the circumstances. And this dealt issues of guardianship of children. Then there was a Chancery Court decision-making rested on the proposition that children and other incompetents were under the protective control of the king. There was the parens patriae, which is the power of the state to act on behalf of the child and provide care and protection equal to that of a parent. And this allowed for monarchy intervention in the lives of family and children by its interest in their general welfare. There was a childhood in America. So many children came not as citizens, but as indentured servants, apprentices, or agricultural workers. And the poor law legislation was passed in Virginia in 1646 and in Massachusetts and Connecticut in 1673. The master in colonial America acted as surrogate parent. Yikes, I am really talking fast, guys. Controlling children. Stubborn laws were passed to require children to obey their parents, and they were either whipped or physically chastised, and they were often required to attend public whippings and execution because these events were thought to be important forms of moral instruction, which is kind of crazy. Child protection laws were passed as early as 1639. And any punishment that fell short of maiming or permanently harming a child was considered within the sphere of parental rights. This is all for the slides. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys got a little bit information on how the development of children are. Um, Please subscribe. It really, really helps. Like I say in all my videos, I really want to become like a good educator online for you guys. I know sometimes it doesn't make any sense. The teachers don't make any sense, and you guys have to rely on internet and YouTube because I do that too. So please let me know in the comment section what you guys want. In my next video, I can go over that for you, and subscribe and maybe hit the notifications button. Because if you are looking forward for a comment that you posted and you want that topic to be answered, you might want to hit the notifications button so you'll know exactly when that will come. Thank you so much for watching.